Her mom and dad knew that I was going to do this, so they sent her away.
So hard to concentrate. I've been thinking about you day and night. Everything about you is driving me insane. Yeah, you got me going insane. And I'm singing, ooh, yeah, 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 girl, you're crazy beautiful.
Behind me is Milano's Cafe. But this is where I proposed to my wife. Her mom and dad knew that I was going to do this, so they sent her away. And prior to that, they had forbidden us to speak to one another for, 3 months or so. And the reason they had forbidden that is I had taken Sherry on a date. We never dated. We were never allowed to date. We were never allowed to be alone together. But this was a very rare occasion. I think she and I had gone to the library. On the way back, there's a train track right behind here. And we were supposed to be back at, I don't know what time it was, but we were coming up here on Cable Road, and the train stopped us. So by the time we got to Sherry's house, we were maybe 3 or 4 minutes late. So they forbade us to speak to one another for 3 months. And that would be about the time Sherry's birthday would be here, her 18th birthday. So then they knew I was going to propose. They sent her back to Michigan, or sent her to Michigan to be with her grandmother for a couple of weeks. Well, on the return, we were supposed to be allowed to speak to one another. When she came back, it was Sunday. We went to church. Her family went to church. I went to church. And after church, I asked if she could go to dinner with me. She said, well, you've got to ask Mom and Dad. So I asked them, and, well, okay, where are you going? And I told them this place. I had already picked out a ring, had it in my pocket, and I knew what I was going to do. They didn't know that. I was the only one who knew it for sure. So we had our dinner. I don't think I ate. I was really way too nervous. So when dinner was over, I had excused myself partway through dinner and had gone to one of the waitresses and told them what I was going to do, that I was going to propose. I gave the ring to the waitress. It was still in the box, of course, and said, would you bring this out on top of a cake or something to help us celebrate? I said, when we finish the meal, I said, I'll kind of give you a signal, and then I want you to bring this over to us. So the meal was done. Sherry and I were just sitting there chatting, and I hadn't given the signal yet, but they figured the meal was over. What they did is they covered the cake with foil, and they put a sparkler on it. Well, we'd seen this happen before, so we're sitting there at our table. Sherry said she saw several waitresses come out. They came out in a line. She saw them coming out of the kitchen with a sparkler on top of a cake, and she started looking around. She said, well, someone must be having a birthday. And I didn't say anything, or I don't know what I said, and they continued to kind of march around the dining room until they got to our table, and then they stopped. And she looked, because it wasn't her birthday, or I guess it was around her birthday. Yeah, they stopped at our table, put the cake down, and they're beaming from ear to ear. The sparkler went out. They lifted the aluminum foil off, and what they had was 2 pieces of cheesecake. And in between the 2 pieces of cheesecake, the ring box was open. Everybody in the restaurant stopped and watched. The look on Sherry's face was priceless. And my heart was in my throat, I'm sure. I said, Sherry, will you marry me? She looked at that ring and she looked at me. Jack Drenner, you rat. She never said yes. But she took the ring and I put it on her finger. Wow, it's been almost 42 years ago.